I always say when I get asked the question, it's always the same. It comes, everybody knows it's in the calendar, and sometimes you can go into an international break off a bad result, and sometimes you go into it off a good result. Thankfully, we went into it off a good result. Well, it's always a concern, especially when you've got so many players away like we do, and we'll monitor them. We trained with them today, and we've got one or two who we're nursing and one or two we're having to look at, but hopefully they'll all be okay. Yeah, well, we have a lot of England internationals who play for Manchester United, and that's pleasing, and I'm sure it's a big boost for them and a big boost for the country as well. It was a great achievement for Roy and his team to get to the finals, and I congratulate them on that. I saw them like this on the first day of pre-season, but yeah, I had to keep fighting you people and telling you that was the case, and you thought it was different. I saw him in great form, I saw him in great fettle. His training was fantastic from day one. But you people wanted to write or say different things. I found it difficult to sort of prove it different, but I think you can see by his form and the goals he's scoring that hopefully what I was saying from the start was right. Well, I think he's at an age in his career where he would be one of the main players. He's certainly a main player for Manchester United, and he's certainly a main player for England. So from that point of view, I think that's what would be expected. He takes the responsibility, scores the goals when it's required, and I think that's what he's done. He's done that from a young age. But I think at the age he is now, he's got that maturity, which also shows in how he plays and the way, the condition he's in, and the way he's playing for both club and country. Well, I think that David, over the years, had to come in here and prove himself at Manchester United. I think Sir Alex Ferguson, brought him young, played him at times when it was difficult. And I think to play a young goalkeeper, or I think a young centre-half nowadays, is probably two of the hardest positions to put out on the pitch for young players. But Manchester United doing that over the last couple of years is sort of showing what you can get. He is a top goalkeeper. He'll go on in time to be one of the best there is. I've got no doubts about that. And again, he's still young for a goalkeeper. He's young, and most people, if you look around the leagues, tend to have goalkeepers who are a bit later and a bit older in age. Well, it should never overshadow how well England have done to get there. Qualifying for the World Cup's a great thing for any nation, and one thing's for sure, Roy certainly isn't a racist, that's for sure, so that's 100%, I know that. And also, I know that I'd be really disappointed though if someone in the dressing room had come out and said something which had taken part at half time. But maybe as well, I think most of the media have now written it correctly and said that, this is something which is, wasn't said in the Roy, and I think most people understand that. No reaction from our players, and no, I think the only thing I'd be disappointed is Roy. Everybody should be patting Roy in the back, and they should be talking about, getting his preparations ready and getting ready for the World Cup in 8 or 10 months' time, whatever it is. That should be the focus, not anything else. They're all dangerous. We had a really difficult game against West Brom only 3-4 weeks ago, whenever it was, and that can happen. We've got to make sure we're on our game. Doesn't matter who you are or what club you are. You've got to be at the best in every game. The Premier League's quite quick to show you up if you aren't that, and you've seen that with some results recently. I'm not overly surprised, because I think Southampton were building. I think they had I think Nigel Atkins had a good team there. I think Pochettino's taken it on as well. I think that they've signed well. They've got a balance of young players which have come through their academy. So I think they've got quite a good area down there. They've got their own catchment area down there as well, which I think helps them. So no, they're improving.
Just on Januzaj, the final point, also there's talk about his contract. Is the bigger point whether he can play with...
Who was that? Sorry?
Adnan.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Adnan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. There's talk about his contract. Is the more permanent point whether he's good enough at the moment to play week in, week out?
Well, I don't think Andy very rarely plays week in, week out for Manchester United, because we have enough players to rotate the squad, and we've got enough players to use. So, no, Adnan at 18 years old, I don't think that anybody would expect that from. But is he good enough? The answer's yes to that. Possibly, but I think it's a long season, whether it be the end of November or whether it be after. But I think by that time, there's probably been more of a settling down period. I think depending on the fixtures you've had in the opening part of the season, can play a big part in that and where you are. But come the end of November, we'll be getting much closer to the turn of the year, and we may well see things a bit clearer.